Have you ever seen the amount of money that is spent on content creators on OnlyFans, and most of it naked girls? Have you ever seen the amount of money? Let's guess. How much they spend a year? Like
OnlyFans?
Subscribing, yeah. All the money that comes in. How much do you think they spend a
from
year?
All the influencers, if you want to call them that.
Of them. Yeah, influencers. Yeah.
I'm gonna say a year?
Yeah.
700 million.
It's way more than that, I think. And I think it's probably somewhere around the GDP of a small country.
What?
Joe Rogan has been fascinated with OnlyFans industry for a while now. And today, we are taking a deeper look at his OnlyFans podcast segments.
$2.5 billion. But that's just OnlyFans. There's a couple other sites, too, that have to be included.
Bro, if you...
I need to know, like, how much are you making a month?
I don't know if I don't really want to hurt your feelings. I just don't...
Hurt my feelings? What do you mean?
I don't want to say...
You don't have to say, just show me.
Yeah.
I actually, like, kind of tearing up. $4 million?
If you get enough pictures of tits and feet, you can buy Guatemala.
Bro,
that's fucking
how
insane.
wild is that?
That's insane.
Imagine like OnlyFans Island. They buy a fucking island.
They could.
They might be able
make
to
it one
start
of those
their own
like
country.
one of those content houses
Yeah,
where it'd be like
their own
10 models
country.
living in there.
They could have their own rules, their own country.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. They have so much.
But that's only in a year, bro. That's what's crazy.
5 billion.
Yeah, that's in a year. Now, how much does OnlyFans get? What do they get? Like 10%?
I think 10%.
That's the cut.
I think so.
Think of that.
But I'm wondering what inevitably set them aside from, like, Patreon's been around forever. Like, girls were doing Patreon before OnlyFans. I wonder if the revenue split is better. Maybe is it easier to navigate?
Well, I think, wasn't it like they started it with the idea OnlyFans? I don't necessarily think they started it for just girls doing that.
No, they told me
started
they
it
didn't.
for like fans of like performers and stuff and different things.
Just
but
for-
that was what really caught on.
Yeah, exclusive content.
These gals make so much money.
Bullying is going to be at an all-time high in like 10 years, dude.
Bullying?
Yeah, in schools.
How come?
Imagine you got beef with a kid in school, and at any moment you can go, "Oh yeah, here's your mom's pussy for $3.99."
Oh my god.
It's
Good
gonna
call.
be an all-time high.
But in 10 years, people could have pictures of every mom's pussy. You could have
hope not.
videos of your mom fucking.
Oh, God, I hope not.
They'll make it with CGI. Like you'll be able to do it on your phone in 13
Man,
seconds.
people just AIing it.
Matt Rife sucking a cock. Bang.
Yeah, that video's not out there.
100% they can make that.
In this segment, Joe goes deeper into how much money does top creators make on OnlyFans.
That's a real person?
Yeah, she made $57 million since COVID.
Oh, my
on
God.
OnlyFans.
Whoa. Like how would you, like if you married that girl, how would you tell her to get a regular job?
I wouldn't.
You can't.
I'd be happy she did it, yeah.
Breakdown of.
But if you were like a guy who wasn't into that, wow, that's insane.
Yeah, if you're a guy who marries her and you think you're going to rescue her and pull her out of there and she's making $57 million, you have to just accept that's her job.
Half of it's from the messages part, which that's what you were just sort of saying, like probably not her messaging.
Right.
$27 million worth of messages.
Whoa, wait a minute. 27 million guys, $27 million in money has been sent by guys?
Well, that's
just sending it her directly as a message. I love you.
10 million in just tips. That's on top of, that's just thank you for doing what I'm already paying you for.
How much is her monthly subscription?
We could look at her page. But
Oh my
I don't
God,
think
that's
it says right
incredible.
here.
What is she doing on there?
I mean, her main thing is she came over from like Twitch. She's a cosplayer, so she dresses up like all the, characters online. And
Yeah. That can be sexy.
She's very popular.
That can be a little sexy, somebody kind of dressed. You ever go to like Comic-Con? Once in a while, there's a lot of big fat fucks, but there's also a couple that like, that's attractive. I like that.
I'm sure.
Little superhero.
Yeah, and then they're kind of weird and quirky, so they're more approachable.
Yeah,
You know?
they seem more approachable. Yeah, but then you
Yeah.
get like girls like this who are probably just as unapproachable as any other attractive woman I've ever tried to talk to in a club.
Maybe, but like really hot nerds are opening.
Yes, but they play nerds. Like they have nerdy interests, but there's nothing worse to me than like a comic who pretends he's like the shy guy, but he's really a good looking dude. And it's like you're confident and you know you're good looking, but you're playing like the shy guy who's awkward with girls.
Just putting it on.
You're putting it on. It's like it's not who you are.
In the next segment, podcast guest Whitney Cummings explains how do OnlyFans girls get guys to spend so much money on them.
Porn, you used to develop a relationship with one porn star. Like, there's a lot of guys that kind of are want to be monogamous with their person, and that's part of the reason these women are making so much money. They get tips.
Oh,
they
yeah.
have like Angela White. She came on my podcast. Her biggest moneymaker is DMing with men and sending them customized videos men want to be shrunk and for her to put them in her pocket. And she just sends a video of her putting the man in her pocket.
Remember that lit video with Pamela Anderson when we were younger? Is that some weird fantasy back to that?
You
make
maybe.
Make me completely
I think
miserable.
sometimes she eats them. For a little more, I think she'll eat them. But it's like a lot of it seems like it's not just because you can find buttholes and crazy sex anywhere on Pornhub.
It's just some weird fetish.
Like that? Remember that?
It's like that exact thing. And she shrinks them down. She goes into Photoshop. She's very savvy with the Photoshop, shrinks them, and then puts them in her pocket. And that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's pretty wild. I don't know. I mean, it seems like there's like I think there's some men on there that kind of don't want to just see some stranger. Because also you go on Pornhub and all these places, and you're like, I don't know how old this person is. It's a lot of step brother and steps. I don't know what I'm looking at. You know, I'd rather kind of see a woman breastfeeding so I know that she's,
Yeah, well, there's got to be weird kinks outside of just like regular sex stuff. Like, how many guys like to get their balls stomped on?
What is that? What is that?
I don't know.
That can't be good.
I think some of it is CEOs. I think there's
Being denigrated, being humiliated.
I think there's some of these guys that are the head of these giant corporations, and they're under so much crazy stress, and they take some sort of jolly and getting kicked in the nuts, told what to do. Like dominatrixes, they'll tell you they deal with these like high stress guys that run businesses.
I have a friend that did that for a while. She would send this one guy photos of her feet, but she would demand like money from him. That's what he was into. Like, send me $100 right now kind of thing. And then she would insult him. She would just go to his house and insult him while he would jerk off.
Yeah, they call them humiliatrixes.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, okay.
Cool. I mean, I'm encouraged by how popular MILF porn is. That's very promising. It's very promising.
Well, MILFs can keep it together these days. It used to be they didn't lift weights.
There you go.
They didn't take care of their nutrition. They didn't lift weights. So they hit a certain point in time and,
Yeah.
And then there was the MILFs that were like, they had that much sand left in the hourglass, and so they were really horny. Because they knew they only had like
that what
that
it
much
is?
more time where men found them desirable.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was that because you remember when I made that robot for one of my specials, I went down to the robot making factory and they told me the most popular request for the sex doll nipples were large and brown. Like the nipple being like almost as big as the boob and dark, which is what happens when you breastfeed. Your nipples get darker.
Oh,
So I thought it
wow.
was some primordial
Ooh,
thing
could be.
about like dark nipples or something.
Right, it could be. It's like a maternal thing.
Subscribe for more crazy Joe Rogan content.